This transfer portal, dog, while I support these kids having the option, this shit the wild, wild west. Our kids need some straightening, T.
Been saying it, though.
They need some straightening, dog.
Been saying it.
So I want to offer them some straightening.
Okay.
And then I want to let you chime in on it as well, okay? But before we do all that, America, we need y'all to hit that subscribe button, okay? I am your homeboy first. That is my brother, the Honorable One, Tim G. Jacob, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on
something.
Again, hit that subscribe button, share. Put all your people on and hit that like button as well. But undoubtedly share, y'all. This is something that a lot of these kids out here need to hear, okay? They need to hear this right here. And I actually developed what I'm about to say when I was still a teacher. Okay, so if you're new to this, I was a teacher for a decade. Now in one of my businesses, I do educational consulting. Okay, so for 15 going on 16 years now, I have been serving the people. Okay, and this formula that I came up with, I call it the excellence formula. Okay, it says ability plus effort equals excellence. Okay. I even developed that into a whole speech. Okay. If you watched that before, shout out to you. If you haven't, go look that up. It's still up on the channel. Okay. You can just type in first letter excellence formula. It should come up. All right. Ability plus effort equals excellence. Why is that so important? I am not one of these folks, and my brother knows this. I am not one of these folks who tells kids that you can be anything you want to be. That's cap. That's cap. That sounds good. It sounds inspirational, but that is bullshit. Because if that was the case, I would not be right here on this podcast talking to you. I would have been in the in-season tournament last night with LeBron.
Right.
Okay. He 38 going on 39. Hell, I just turned 39. Okay. So I still would have been somewhere in the league I would have been a spot up shooter right now for LeBron in the in-season tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm 6 feet tall with scoliosis, mitral valve prolapse. Okay. I forgot the name of that. Got my blood condition that make my goddamn red blood cells smaller than a normal motherfucker. I ain't got that shit.
Right.
God ain't give me that ability.
Right.
I got hella effort. But for an equation, you gotta have everything to work. First, what you talking about? What the fuck this got to do with the transfer portal? This is what it got to do with the transfer portal. We got kids that are out here who can't cut it out of school for whatever reason. They couldn't beat out the guys who got on the field. The coach was getting on their ass for their lack of effort. Whatever the case was, and they just decide, I ain't going to fight. I ain't going to increase my effort and prove this motherfucker wrong or beat out this guy. They ain't going to look at themselves and say, well, maybe I don't have the ability I thought. They ain't going to do that. They just going to say, it's not me, it's them. And then they hop in the transfer portal, and some of them we never hear from again, or some of them go to another institution where they in the same predicament over there that they were in that motherfucker, if not worse. Okay. We got to look at ourselves, man. We got to tell our children, we got to be honest with our children about some of this shit. Because the overwhelming majority of them are not. I say overwhelming majority like it's just 60-40. No, right. It's like 95% of them ain't going to no goddamn league.
Right.
They not. So at some point, they got to start looking at these schools and say, okay, maybe let me not just pick a school that I can play football. Let me pick a school that's also going to grow me as a human being. That's going to grow me mentally. Pick a school that has the major I'm actually interested in outside of football.
Right.
Because let's say they do go to the league. Best case scenario, absolute best case scenario, you Tom Brady. And what that shit, 45 he went?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a quarterback where all the rules are made to protect them. That's a 15-yard penalty in the league.
Yeah.
Very few of them. Let's say you LeBron James. Okay. Like we just say 38, going on 39. Let's say he plays 3-4 more years. He's still gonna have a lot of life after that.
Right.
What the fuck you gonna do with the rest of your life after the ball stop bouncing or you start running them routes and shit? What the fuck you gonna do with the rest of your life?
Right.
How you gonna manage? Again, best case scenario, you made it to the league, you got some money. Probably not them boys' money. Because you got to be GOAT level, okay?
Yeah.
We just told you 95% of y'all ass ain't even finna go nowhere. Okay. So what you think the GOAT level percentage is? All right. But let's say you did make it. And you getting whatever you got. You made $61 million in your career. They about to see why I picked that number, T. You made $61 million in your career.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't learned nothing from nobody about how to manage that. None of these folks along your way because you just hopping from place to place in the transfer portal looking for somebody who's going to put you out there, okay? But you never got nobody that's going to invest in you, in your soul, and in your spirit, and your goddamn mind. So now you made $61 million in your career, and then that shit whittles down to $3,000 in your account. So then your wife got to go out here and go to the strip club to try to get some money. And you be dropping your wife off at the strip club. And then your wife turns up. She starts doing an OnlyFans account to make some money because your ass can't go get up and get no money. Who am I describing? I'm describing first round draft pick, number 1 draft pick, Joe Smith. That man went D1, played in Maryland, was the number 1 draft pick, made $61 million, and went broke because he didn't know what the fuck to do with it. And so now you see he back in the news now for the first time. Some of y'all BG, y'all just not hear about this man. Why? Because this man wife out here on OnlyFans because she was like, shit, I'm stripping. He didn't drop me off at the strip club. These men in the strip club touching all on me. He know this happening, and I'm having to do this because we ain't got no money. So don't only think about this ball, young people. I would say, please think about, before you hop in that portal, think about yourself first. Think about the game and then say, do I have the ability? I ain't saying don't believe in yourself, but really look at yourself. Do I have the prerequisite to be great at this sport?
Yeah.
Then look and say, okay, do I really put forth the effort? Do I do everything that my teammates do? Because if you do everything your teammates do, that ain't enough. Not if you try and go lead. You got to do more. Yeah. Unless your ability, now your ability is like crazy and you just God's gift to the world and you like a Shaq, Randy Moss, LeBron type of shit. Okay. But if you 6'2", 220, there's a lot of them motherfuckers playing football.
Yeah.
Where your effort at, dog? How you gonna separate yourself? You got to look at that. But then also look at what else does this university offer me? Because I'm sick of seeing all this shit on T. The timeline, dog, this transfer portal, man. Every damn day I'm seeing a new name, man. Or even this, see, I'm seeing how these kids, these graphic designers, they caking up right now with these kids, T. These kids, when they getting their offers, they getting all these things, they putting all the logos around them and they dressing this shit up, man. God damn, how about we be humble? Let's be humble. I don't have no idea who the fuck you are. Like if you nice, I should know who you are. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you got all these graphics and thank you for supporting me and all that kind of shit. Hey, let's stay humble. Let's stay hungry, dog. You ain't there yet. A lot of these kids, bro, this social media is making these kids think they nicer than what they are.
Yeah.
And they partners and their families lying to them, making them think they nicer than what they are.
Yeah.
In the long run, man, that should be fucking detrimental.
It is. I agree. I don't disagree with that. Me personally, it's societal where we're at right now. Because folks had to wait to play again if they left the school that they committed to. They had to wait.
So make you
Like
think twice, don't it?
make you think twice, right? And then of course we do things in this country in extremes. In my eyes, this was just way too extreme of a change in college football.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying
Think
it.
so?
Yeah, way too extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Like kid could sit. Like okay, I think what was it with basketball? You could sit, you left, but you play right away or do it was something if you jumped up,
If you
he must
went
be like
if you went down,
you
you can
went
play immediately. So like we got a partner named Jerika Singleton, America.
yeah
Okay. He was a Dan that does in the state of Mississippi. Is one of the 12 best high school players. So he was one of those. He went to the University of Southern Mississippi, playing under James Green, who was the head coach at the time. A long story short, James Green got let go. They brought in a coach by the name of Larry Eustace.
yeah
I want to say he had some, let's just say some problems at his prior school, Iowa State. I think with some alcoholism and some doing some inappropriate shit. And Reek didn't like the way he was being used by this coach. Like this man was a Dan that does. He was a talented player. This coach came in, benched him, fucked up situation. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Reek decided to transfer, but in order to avoid sitting out, he went to what D2? William Carey?
William Carey was like NAIA or something.
NAIA. Okay, he went to William Carey, which is a very tiny school in Hattiesburg, where Southern Miss is as well, and that's how he avoided sitting out.
Yeah.
But like
And
if
that's
he
what
wanted to transfer, I'm sure Ole Miss or Mississippi State would have wanted him. I'm sure they probably recruited him when he was coming out of high school. But he would have had to sit out if he went there.
Yeah. I'm just saying the problem is that we hear the problem was kids didn't have the flexibility to move. Okay.
Especially after the coach left. That was the thing that
Right.
really
After
used
the
to
coach
drive
left.
us crazy.
Right.
Like this dude recruited you, and in the first opportunity he got, he dipped on your ass.
And so I say all that to say my biggest issue is just when it comes to the investment in student athletes, for this instance, the the importance of relationships, of building kids, bringing kids along. Okay, we talked about the Ed Reed interview, and he talked about coaches that pushed him, that got the most out of him, right? And those are long-lasting relationships. You speak about your relationship with your high school coach and how that still continue to this day. Coaches, relationships with these guys, these people who have your best intentions in mind, who want to see you excel and succeed. They're just like it's went from we've lost the thought of guidance, leadership. That's all kind of whittled away when the dollar started raising in college football. When the dollar went up, it's like that guidance and those relationships and those kind of things. Like how many, like, okay, say you had a good relationship with a kid, you brought him in. I wonder how many kids still keep that relationship, even if the kid decided to leave. Like, say that coach is still there and he's still like, look, I understand you gotta go. I understand you want to go because you don't like the situation. Coach ain't giving you the ball, whatever. You want to go here. But if you need me, here's my number. You got my number. You call me. I wonder how many of those relationships still are there. You know what I'm saying? Where the kid feels like he can reach back to an adult, a grown up, somebody, and they can encourage him. Even if it's just encouragement, even if it's just coach, I'm having a bad day, man. I'm in trouble with this, I'm having trouble with that. You like a father figure to me, give me some game. And it's just really become about money. How quick can a kid get in that NFL space? Can he did he move here? Okay, like for instance, Russell Wilson, right?
Okay.
I think about Russell in this sense. Russell left
NC State.
was it NC State for Wisconsin?
Think so.
I believe it was. He left NC State for Wisconsin to play in a pro style system. That helped him in terms of getting drafted. So I don't think he was really hitting their radar at NC State.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That worked out. But now you just opening the floodgates for these kids. And it's really they don't have nowhere else to go. It's like what you're saying. You're leaving here, you're going here, but you're really gonna waste your talent over here when you ain't really just put in the work to get there. Sooner or later, we got to tell these kids, we got to get back to the way it kind of used to be, where we was like, hey, look, you got to work to get this spot. There ain't but 11 spots out here. Well, 4 if we got 4 wide receivers on the field every time. And if you ain't one of the 4, it's something you're not doing. You're not doing something on your route running. You need to go out here and get these cones and go to work. And then maybe you can move up. Maybe you'll be prepared for the opportunity. Maybe we'll never snatch you off the field again. But kids don't want to hear that. They don't want to know. They don't want to know that I've got to do more work. You know what I'm saying? And then, not to go back to the interview, but I was very interested in what he said about, Ed Reed said about how at Miami, they worked so hard that when the pro guys came, the pro guys were like, we ain't trying to work like that. We ain't trying to work like that. But I mean, I'm saying the work has to happen somewhere. Coaching to me is not about just talent in these relationships. Football is not about that. It's about, I see your weaknesses, I make you better. But are you willing to work at your weaknesses? Are you willing to hear criticism? Are you willing to hear those kind of things? Kids don't want to hear that no more. They just want to know, am I going to be able to play? Am I going to get these many touches a game or not? And if I ain't getting these touches, I'm out the door. And now don't get me wrong, coaches sway these kids, because I got a cousin that played ball. He was recruited. He ended up going to Valley first. And I remember this well. He said, man, Coach Strib, God rest his soul, Coach Strib told me I had the light. He got up there. That he never was gonna get that light.
Wasn't even no light up there with.
Wasn't even no light. I think I think his name was his last name was Reed, played for Florence. He could shoot the lights out. I think that was the guy.
He the one that had the light.
He the one that had the light. But to get the kid to come on down the valley, hey, you get it. You're gonna get 15 FGAs a night. We're gonna let you ride. We're gonna let that thing ride.
Coaches got to stop saying that kind of shit too. So I'm glad you mentioned that. All right, so let's look at that too. Thank you. Because I wanted to focus on the kid. Okay, I always try to focus on kid. I feel like our generation on up already fucked up, so it ain't no helping them motherfuckers. Okay, but let's look at that, and this still can be focused on the kid. Kids, some of these goddamn coaches gonna be lying to your ass when they coming in there trying to recruit you. When they trying to recruit you out of high school, and now these coaches, especially at Power 5, they say they ain't even recruit. High school ain't their first method of recruiting no more. They say they recruiting the portal first. A lot of them lying there too. Look for them motherfuckers who just finna be honest with you straight up. I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Now we get up in here. If I get your ass in practice and this other kid busting your ass, he gonna get the shots, or he gonna get the reps. He gonna get the targets, whatever the case may be. So coaches be lying.
They do.
So y'all youngins and your parents need to be aware of that shit. So we can avoid some of this stuff. Because some of this transfer portal is because of what my brother talked about. It is. Okay. But again, y'all got to be mindful of that shit. Y'all stud athletes are like the pretty girl in class. Everybody trying to fuck her. Some cats being straight up. Some cats telling them whatever they want to hear. Y'all both got the same objective. You're both trying to get a piece of pussy. Okay. But a lot of times, them cats that tell the girl whatever they want to hear be the one tapping it.
Yeah.
And just like you goddamn players out here, a lot of time these coaches that come through and tell you, oh shoot, you're gonna start day one.
Yeah.
Come in as a freshman, you're gonna start day one.
Yep.
And you coming into Bama.
Yep.
Somebody told you you're gonna start day one at Bama and you just jumped at it.
Yeah.
Now, at a position like a line or something, not even wide receiver or something like that, or running back. Well, okay, they might. But also when you look in the room, they told everybody else that shit too. They got 4 and 5 stars all up in the room with you.
Yeah.
So that's where your effort got to come in. You got to look at your ability versus theirs. You got to look at your effort versus theirs. Otherwise, here you are, the wasted a year eligibility.
Yeah.
Because actually you nice. You actually are nice. Let's say you actually nice. But because you fell for that lie and he told the rest of the room that shit, now you in here sitting down when you could have been at a group of 5 school playing off the rip. You could have been in the FCS at an HBCU playing off the rip.
Yeah.
So I just want these kids and their parents, can't leave that out, for these kids and their parents to put more thought, way more thought into these decisions, man.
Well, just somebody of influence, even if I mean an uncle, cousin that did it. You know what I'm saying? At that level.
Let's just say they're support based then.
The support base. Anybody.
Whatever that is.
Because we're not the only ones that have said this. There's plenty of other content out here on the internet that is saying the exact same things in some shape, form, or fashion. They're talking about the lack of integrity in terms of relationship, coaches, recruitment, relationships, kids being told one thing and then getting another, all that. Mm-hmm. All that to me is out there. I just the kids and the parents and the support bases are not they don't have the investment. It seems like they're just not invested in that happening for their kid. It's just, okay, can we get the bag? How much? My kid is best kid in Florida. Mm-hmm. How much for him? How much you willing to pay? When it's really, kind of like what Zeke said, Isaiah Thomas said about Bob Knight, and what his mama's investment was in that. Mm-hmm. How she felt about Bob Knight as a coach. What can he do for my son? But you know what I'm saying? Those kind of relationships, those kind of things. I don't know if it's just because most parents aren't aware. Mm-hmm. Support bases aren't aware. They just looking at the glitz and the glamour of the college game. But I mean, it's just like I saw the only one I've ever the only transfer report thing that I saw that kind of amazed me. I was trying to figure out how does he still have eligibility, is the kid from Oklahoma that's going to Oregon now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why is he going to Oregon? But then I had to think about it. Well, he's going to the SEC next year.
Yeah, I saw that one too. And they were what, 10-2 this year?
10
and he was the starter?
He was the starter. He left Florida.
And so they were successful. Cats are leaving these shits after they even successful.
Yeah.
So
but now, is it I wonder if he left because Oregon's a safer place to be. Because he got to come to the SEC next year.
They going to Big Ten, ain't it? Or they staying what?
To my Oregon?
Yeah.
They going to the Big. They're moving.
I can't remember.
They're moving. I think they're moving. Yeah.
Because we know the Pac-12 is dissolving. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, folks. Now on the lower level, that's that bag talking where cats are being successful at HBCU. They being successful at other FCS schools. They're being successful at group of 5s. And then the Power 5 come in, saw that tape wherever you were. They drop a bag and they come scoop you. Okay. Yeah. With that, I understand. That's capitalism. I understand. Even with that, though, we're still saying, don't forget about your humanity and them people trying to help you grow as a human being. Yeah. Please don't forget about that. Please don't forget about that. But now what T talking about, yeah, I saw that shit too. I know what you're talking about. It came across my timeline. And I'm like, hold on, Oklahoma supposed to be a blue blood.
They were
We
wet.
leaving blue bloods now too after we successful.
Left Central Florida, came to Oklahoma, was successful, went and left, went to Oregon. I don't know.
Shit, this is a wild space, man.
It's crazy.
Like
It's crazy.
again, we used to talk about in dorm room how unfair that shit was. That
It was.
cats had to sit out like when they wanted to transfer in these situations. Particularly, we used to talk about like in our partner situation,
Mhm.
how the coaches do you. Because if you sign up to play for a school, one of the biggest things you sign up for is the coach.
Yep.
For that system and this person coming to your living room and tell your mama all that kind of stuff. And then when he dips, we all just thought that's unfair that you don't. If he leaves, the reason you at the school leaves, I can't leave without sitting out.
Yeah.
But and other reasons, I think we've talked about like somebody might be sick back home.
Yeah.
Something happens, you can't leave and just
Yeah.
all kind of crazy situations. We were like, okay, they need the autonomy to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could have fathomed.
Not this kind of movement.
And
Not
not
like this, man. Not like this. This
Right.
is just hard to even. You can't even keep up with it now. It's just
you can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with it. But again, if we gonna call them student athletes, which I don't even know what. If you want to transfer, if you go to a school and you say, "Hey man, I'm not feeling the school," and if you're just a student and you want to leave, you just leave.
Yeah.
And you go to another school. Okay, cool. But we just want y'all to make the right decision because at the end of the day, we know that if it's basketball and football, it's mostly us. And we don't want y'all kids out here fucked up, man.
Yeah.
And then now you just had some terrible job, if you're employed at all, and you hate your life.
Yeah.
And you're just looking back on past glory. You're pulling up old posts and old clips, and nobody really give a fuck about it because it didn't turn into anything for you.
Yeah.
We really don't want that for y'all. So just think clearly. Use this game for all it's worth. Get everything about that bitch you can. If these folks trying to give you some NIL money, get that money, flip that money, put that money away. You're going to need it when you get out here in this real life.
Yeah.
You get my brother tell you, I know I can tell you about these mortgages and all this kind of shit. You're going to need that money. Okay, let that shit be a floor for you. Because we going to keep it real with you. Most of your ass ain't going to no league.
Nope.
Most of your ass going to go into real life. And we want you to be prepared for that.
Yep.
Put it on some.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.